The PWHL has been a lot more physical than people expected it to be.
Not quite on the numbers, more on the shoulder. On the way in, a few feet from the board, so not glaringly on the numbers here, so will be interesting.
The players wanted this physical style of play, but they're learning how to adapt to it, and we've seen some nasty plays and some unfortunate injuries. What do the players think?
Yeah, it's something, obviously, stickless first and then throwing a little body. The refs are letting us play out there, and we love it as players, and it gives us a little edge and compete factor, which we love to see.
We've already seen several suspensions, and some players seem to be adapting better. Some teams have had more injuries than others, for sure.
That's going to be a penalty against Blair Turnbull as Becca Gilmore.
But on the other hand, it's brought some new fans to the game that didn't expect to see the style of play.
Yeah, I mean, we've embraced the physical play. You know, it took a little bit to get used to it, but I think that it adds stuff to our game. It adds competitiveness, and we were always physical, but now it's just kind of more visible, I guess. So it's been fun.
I think we've seen it across the league though in games, and it's a physical game, and I think it's it's not, no one's being dirty, so I think it's fair. Like, let's play physical. I really think there's been a balance that's been figured out. Like, I thought at the beginning it was a little crazy, and then I feel like we've all settled in, like the refs have settled in, and it seems pretty consistent.
It does seem to be a different standard than what we've seen in the IIHF tournaments.
Most, and everyone wants to win, and just part of the game. It's been like very physical all the season, and it's just part of it.
I think our style of play is really about playing within the rules, but hitting for possession and along the walls, just trying to gain possession and keeping our feet moving. And so we're going through hands and through shoulders to try to create those physical plays that are going to create turnovers, and we're going to come up with the puck from those.
It does seem like some teams have adapted better than others, suffering fewer injuries and using the physical play to their advantage. But for some teams, it's only heightened their rivalries.
You never like one of your teammates getting hit in the head, so obviously that's something that we're bringing up a lot with the players' union, just trying to figure out where that line is, what the calls are, how we can make this league as safe but also as physical and as successful as possible. So it's definitely something that I'll bring to the table and support my teammates, and hopefully the union will watch it and review it, and we'll see what happens from there.
It's very physical. I think that's what this league is all about. Obviously, fast, physical play. And I think it's been a conversation throughout the whole year right now. I think where is that fine line where the high hits, and obviously that's something that's not in this game, all across the league where it needs to be called or not, and that's something we need to figure out.
Injuries are certainly the last thing we want to see this season, but listening to the coaches, learning to play this way can be a real advantage.
Coaching players how to accept contact, so instead of leaning, into the wall, they're actually leaning away from the wall. They're ready for it to accept it, and when they're accepting it, they're also ready to make a play, lift the stick, and then just talking a lot about having their heads up and collecting information and knowing where players are coming from. Because if you can count all 5 of their players and you know who's coming and you know what the next option is, you can accept the contact and make a play in a really safe way. And you know that if you're not going to be able to, if you're going to have to make a play that requires contact, that you can do it in a safe way. And we saw that from some of our players that traditionally aren't the most physical players tonight, but really accepted some contact to make a play that we needed in a moment where we had to clear the zone or things like that.
The storyline will continue to play out and probably ramp up as the league gets into the playoffs, so stay tuned.